campaign of knocking on doors on Saturday. We have some group of people that will be knocking, and I hope you're welcoming.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, reach out to the pastors. I'm quite sure they're, because if you reach out to the church, you're going to reach a large amount of the community. Because I want this to happen.
Well, we already have some churches. Actually, we'll be at this church and, what Saturday? Your church? Your church?
Well, I will be meeting with the pastors this Friday at the Hempstead Pastors breakfast meeting to give them packets and information. I was also trying to see if I can get to the churches and make those runs on the next few Sundays. But I know that that is a big part of our community in getting that information too. So I will be meeting directly with 15 pastors and getting them packets this Friday at their pastors breakfast.
And just real quick, why did we pick, how many students are in our K in opposed to our sixth grade? Because we got more sixth graders in, we got more what is the number and why did we choose kindergarten? Because it seemed like the space might be more utilized if we have our sixth grade where they can migrate to the
One
middle
of the
school.
things that Mr. Renfro said at the beginning was, we have two buildings that we are leasing. Once you lease those buildings, there's no income coming to the school district. That's a capital improvement line. If we do away with those two leases, then the district will have a capital improvement line that they can use to start making other capital improvements in other buildings in the school.
So we can add, you're saying so we can add to make it, I know the middle school only supposed to hold 800 and we have what, 1,500 in the middle school?
No, they have about 1,200.
That's still like almost
1178.
600, that's like 600 over
1178.
capacity.
2 million.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Okay, you want to go to a question?
I have been in Hempstead for about 30 years, and I've seen the changes, and I'm looking around, and I don't see too much improvement, because I've also heard that next year the village is going to float a bond issue. All right, so all these bond issues that are being floated, I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm trying to figure out who these people are here. What position did you all play at Hempstead?
So I'll check myself. I'm Dana. I'm the PR person in the district. I actually just started in August. I represent Syntax Communication Firm in West Sayville. I'm the one that pretty much represents the events in the school every day. I'm the one that takes pictures, and I'm also providing the newsletter, which comes out fall, winter, spring, and summer. That's my job.
I'm Gerard Antoine. I'm the assistant business manager. I work directly under Mr. Gass.
Jason Lee, I'm with BBS Architects. I'm a project architect for the school district.
Because we have a lot of empty houses in Hempstead. We are not attracting people because our school systems are terrible. So I know they're saying all these portables, almost every school got a portable. And I'm tired of looking at those portables. So we are way behind time. We are way behind.
Okay. I am Dr. Garcia, and I'm the superintendent. I've been here about 16 months. In order for us to remove portable, the district needs to have a cash flow and inflow of money. One of the reasons that this is a good decision is that the school district now will be released, or can be released from those two leases, that they can use to do away with some of those portables, or to bring new portables, or to make addition to other buildings, without any tax increase to the taxpayers. Because currently, we are paying those two leases, as Mr. Renfro said.
I have another question.
On both sides of the aisle, on both sides of the aisle, please.
Yes. There's one more here, then it's here, and I'm going right here next, okay? Thank you. Go ahead, please stand.
Okay, Bessie Jackson, Community Granddaughter in the school. I do have two questions. I noticed that you had a special ed portion in the school at Prospect. Is this just for the kindergarten? Okay, not for the whole, okay. The other thing is, in all fairness, before school ended last semester, whatever, there were a lot of meetings that went on in different locations. One of the meetings was at the Antioch Church. Reverend Elliott was there. And at that particular time, the superintendent asked us about the wish list where the subject of Prospect came up. And yes, there were various suggestions as to what we wanted to see Prospect do. But the people with the ultimate decision is the school board that we all voted the people onto. They are the final word for what happens in the district. So therefore, I was surprised when they said they're going to use it as the kindergarten, because that was not my first choice. and some of the other people. But I gathered the majority and the board together. That's why they came up with this particular solution. In hindsight, I think that it's the best way to go because right now we have the kids that's graduating from 5th grade that's going to the middle school. And therefore, when they're at the middle school, at least they got 2 other grades to complete before they're moved again. And I would prefer it to be that particular way. The other thing is that, again, many of the ministers was aware of what's going on in the district because the superintendent has made it her business to bring in the community and the ministers especially. So again, the word was out there, and I know people in my family always say, you never told me. But the fact that you're here now is an indication that the process is not over. There's going to be another meeting that I know of that's going to be at the ECC. So if you go out
December
and tell
8th
people,
at 6:30.
you are part of the way of bringing people in, and then the opinions and so forth. The other thing is, when I get ready to build something in my house, and I tell people what I want, and they come in and they tell me what it's going to cost to do it, I'm expecting them to do the complete job for the amount of money that they said. I don't care what they come up with. Also, as they build, I hope you're bringing in the government agencies like environmental protection people to test it, to sample the air and so forth, to make sure the asbestos and stuff is removed. But also, we as a community, we can put our own group together. If you're in construction, you can stand there every day and watch what they're doing.
That's right.
So again, let's not put ourselves in a box and pretend like we got to take what's coming down.
That's right.
We're the district, and our taxes shouldn't be as high as they are now. We were in control, but we didn't know it. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
Maybe I can't see, but is there a play area for these kids
Yes, yes.
on the outside?
Yes, you show that.
Can you show the plan?
Yeah, please, because I'm not seeing, because I see playroom.
Oh, no, it's a gym and it's
Now,
a
here,
Basketball court.
we have a-
Basketball court.
and a play area.
And play area.
Yes.
Okay,
not
basketball
even
court
like-
and play area. Okay.
So basically, here is where the on the exterior.
How big is that? The play area and the basketball court.
So that's probably just under 6,000 square feet.
That's not bad.
Let's see where it is.
I'd like to know why is there a basketball court?
It was,
They play basketball.
well, it was for the renters. One thing that they asked for previously in other meetings was a play area for the community. Now that has been taken away, it was an option to have it there. It is not finalized, it is not definite. It is a playground area for whatever monies we have for that to be produced. So that can be,
You have
so
come
it's just
here,
potential, it's potential.
okay, but you've come here tonight and you're presenting it to us, a basketball court. If you indeed tend to not put it there, we should never have seen it. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't understand why it was decided in the first place. We're talking about what is important for kindergarten children. Not for the community, but for the kindergarten.
But see, that's why you're here, because they're now going to take that into consideration.
I have a piece of paper that outlines some of your plan, and on that paper it says locker room. Why do kindergartners need a locker room? It says locker room and kitchen space.
Whoops. The lock is for the employees,
Groceries.
kitchen and the custodian.
Yes,
Staff lockers, yes.
yeah.
Staff locker
Staff
room.
lockers for people who are working in the kitchen, for other teachers.
Don't teachers have closets in their classroom?
Yes, teachers do, but other staff.
Other staff, like kids,
Other staff, you have the
Custodians, correct.
I see. I'm also, according to this plan, I'm also trying desperately to understand what the last point says. It's really convoluted. Perhaps you can explain it.
All original furnishings?
So I believe she's talking about the furnishings that actually happen.
All original equipment, furnishings.
It makes no sense the way it's worded. Absolutely not.
It will be the original to the building. So he's basically talking about the mechanical and the furnishings.
Replacement of original.
Right, including replacement of the original.
It's missing a word, including replacement of the original.
Can you repeat that, please?
It's missing a word,
And what?
replacement of original.
They're replacing all of that.
So the mechanical, electrical system, the furnishing will all be new and provided for this building.
So it should read including the replacement of all original equipment, furnishings, machinery, apparatus, and ancillary or related site? That still doesn't make sense.
And we're talking, and now the sentence changes its meaning to related site work, demolition work, and other work required in connection with
But
the
that should
project.
have been, I'm not trying to be funny, that should have been checked before y'all gave it out. That's
No,
the
that's
problem. One word can change the contract. One word can change the contract.
That's why we're here.
Come on, we're education department, come on.
Not a contract yet.
Okay, I just want to say one more thing. I'm also a very concerned taxpayer. Considering that there are often unforeseen issues in construction, I believe the gentleman in the pink tie and shirt said that if there is any issue, then you would take care of them just to keep the budget as it's stated. What would you do?
If the project came in over budget, there are contingencies built into the budget to handle such things. If it exceeded the contingency allotment, we would have to go back to redesign. And instead of doing full height tile walls in your bathrooms, we might do a tile wainscot about 4 feet high and paint the rest of the wall above to save several $1,000s per bathroom. Instead of a certain level lock set and function on a door, the highest level, we might go to the next medium level quality. We would do things like that, and I'm not saying that we're going to chintz on the quality of the items in the building. This is in a specific instance. If the project came in so grossly over budget that the contingencies couldn't handle it. So we would have to go back and we'd have to redesign certain things within the building to make it come within the budget you have.
And last but not least, if you're going to remove the basketball court, what would you put in that space? For the kindergarten grade?
What would you like? What would you like?
Yes, it would just become a larger play area, considerable for kindergarten students, and it'd be putting their own site.
And then you start.
What I want is for the basketball court.
Okay. You agree that that's what's gone?
You just mentioned that we're saying that you have to redesign. Architects, they charge by the time they are designing. I tell you because my husband is an architect. And that is going to come more money on the budget. Trying to say you are going to have to put more price on. But that was not my original question. My main concern is the safety of the kids. You are talking about 500 kids going to one single place. And this has to be the most dangerous place in Hempstead, Peninsula and Franklin. Every single day at that corner there is an accident, and the city is doing nothing for that. I am already so tired writing letters to redesign the traffic lights. And instead of putting 4 arrows to turn left and right, they just cancel more lights on that corner. They never care about those traffic lights. How we are going to expose 500 5-year-old kids to one single space? If that money is from the state to help the district, why would we don't redesign Marshall kindergarten and give them real classrooms instead of the portables? But there is too many ways to use that money without losing it. Instead of putting in danger 500 kids, we are talking about 500 5-years-old, besides the contamination. That the contamination, you don't see the effects until in 20 years, with cancer, asthma, and too many things that we are seeing in our hospitals. Besides that, we are talking about the traffic that is on Peninsula. I don't know where you are going to get the space to control the traffic on Peninsula Boulevard. That is the most dangerous street in Hempstead.
Our project does not deal with traffic on Peninsula Boulevard.
Have we had a traffic study?
But you have to consider that